What's up, everybody? How are we doing? This is episode 2. I'm MrCheckpoint. This is the podcast, the show that we've been working on. Our first episode, we had an immigration attorney. He shared what people can do if confronted with ICE and how to resolve their immigration issues. Let me know if you're here in the chat. We are live on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, X. Let me know what you're watching on. Appreciate y'all. I see y'all hopping in the chat. Good to see you. Thank you. Yeah, we have an interview here. And let's see. All right. We're going to wait for our guest to come in. Until then, it's been a long, we got a video in yesterday morning, and I was appalled. If many people, if you've been following me, I've been, since I've been feeding meters, maybe you've seen me feed meters. Let me know in the chat if you've seen me in the videos feeding parking meters. Well, that some of that happened on Beverly Drive. Okay, I've been on that street a long time. I've seen that street. I've documented a lot of police on that street, and to see what I did in that video was appalling. It was upsetting, and I'm not even someone that the video. What's up, everyone from YouTube? YouTube strong. I see that we got a good audience on Instagram. We got like 900 people. We got looks like 100 people here on the different streams. So appreciate you all for tuning in. So yeah, I think we know what video we're talking about. Let me see here. Let me see, because I sent her the link. Our website went down, by the way, just before that this went live on MrCheckpoint.com. So it should be back up. But you could share this, whatever app you're watching on, you could share this and let people know that we're about to have this interview. Let's see. Let me send this. How's everybody doing? Let me know. Do you have any questions that you think I should ask right off the bat? Let's see here. Let's see. We could watch the video. I think we should put on the video right now that we're going to be discussing. What's up, Watts Sticks? I appreciate you. Good to see you in the Instagram chat. Thank you. All love. Good seeing you. Respect the work you do. A lot of good people I see tuned in. If we could play the video, if we could cue the video, let's watch it.
You're a wetback.
What else?
Got it? Wetback.
What else?
Trump is doing good things. You guys rape people.
Yeah.
You guys rape and kill people.
Right?
Take your $50 and suck dick. Give me my change. I'm rich, you're poor. Difference.
You're a poor soul.
Yep, I'm poor.
You're a poor soul.
Dá a chave dela. Dá a chave dela.
Não, joga o carro dela lá na casa do
You
cara.
wanna record me, bitch? Wanna fucking record me? Shut the fuck up. I didn't touch you. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Give me my keys.
Just give her.
Get the fuck out of my fucking...
So we watched that video, And I watched that video and I was appalled. I was truly appalled. Unbelievable to see that. And it just felt really blatant. It felt intentional. It felt clear. Um, Gross. Yeah, I think we all saw that. Let's see here. 1 second. Let me check this phone real quick. Stand by. Oh, it's not. There we go. I sent the link. It looked like it didn't go through. There we go. There we go. I appreciate all your patience. Thank you for tuning in. Again, this is the Mr. Checkpoint podcast. We are live on Apple, Spotify, all streaming platforms, Amazon. When the website works, mrcheckpoint.com/live, it will have a link to all the streaming platforms, and it will have a link to the stream that we did last, which is where we interviewed an immigration attorney. We are looking forward to putting out a lot more content, to interviewing different experts in their field. Let me see here. And also, we're looking for sponsors. So if you know any advertisers or sponsors that would be a good fit to join the show, that align with our mission, please let us know. Reach out. info@mrcheckpoint.com. Any guests that we should consider, info@mrcheckpoint.com. Here, let's see what's going on. I appreciate you all tuning in here. As you see, this is episode 2, so we're still learning. But I did send the link. Let's see. Someone said she can't sign in to join this, but that doesn't sound right. Copy invite link. Can I call her and help? Stand by. Stand by here. Let me see something. I apologize, little technical difficulties, but I think we'll get through it. 1 second here. Copy link. Let me try here. Maybe a bad link went through. Let me send this one. This works. Sorry about this. If you're just tuning in, we're about to do an interview here. Wondering if we should watch the video one more time and then get started.
Say it again about us getting kicked out.
You're a wetback.
What else?
Got it? Wetback.
What else?
Trump is doing good things. You guys rape people.
Yeah.
You guys rape and kill people.
Right?
Take your $50 and suck dick. Give me my change. I'm rich, you're poor. Difference.
You're poor of soul.
Yep, poor.
You're poor of soul.
Dá a chave dela, deixa eu ver.
Não, joga o carro dela lá na casa do
You
cara.
wanna record me, bitch? You wanna fucking record me? Shut the fuck up. I didn't touch you. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Give me my keys.
All right. So we all watched it. Millions of people did. Here she is. Her name is Florence, I believe. If we can.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I really appreciate you taking the time to have me on here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of people are upset. I'm sure the people that were there are more
I-
upset.
Just
ahead.
watching that beginning of that video, I feel sick. It's disgusting.
So I guess let's just start with I guess I want to actually start with the first thing and then we can go backwards. But there was like an allegation made of a sexual assault, right?
Correct.
Uh, can we just be clear right from the beginning? Did that
Yes,
happen? Did
yes. No, so it did not happen. What happened was, right now I'm actually in a calm state of mind, so I can actually speak normally and not be so frantic. I was in the car and my girlfriend called me and she's like, "What do you mean that this is what happened?" And I explained to her what happened and she's like, "Just, I don't know, just say something that bad happened that you had to do that." And I was like, and I did it quick and erased it. And I guess the internet picked it up. That was like awful because I didn't realize, like I said, when you're at that point, I didn't realize how, God forbid, I mean, obviously, if God forbid somebody would have called me, I would have told them that never occurred, but how it could affect somebody. And something did occur, but it was definitely never a reason for me to go as crazy as I went and to use racial slurs. I could have handled it a complete different way.
are you're familiar with the name Carolyn Bryant
No, who is
or
that?
Emmett Till?
Who are these people?
So I hope that if there's anything that could happen from this, because is like some awareness, like period. Because you made so many comments in there. I think I haven't even been able to unpack all of it personally because there's just so much said. Emmett
Wait, I'm
Till is
so sorry. I'm
someone.
so sorry. I'm so
No,
sorry. You're saying about
Emmett
these
Till.
people? Oh,
Let me just
sorry.
say
Okay.
something. Emmett Till was a kid that a black boy that a white lady ended up saying did something he didn't do, and the result of that was the boy was beat to death.
Oh my God.
And in our there's been a history of essentially white people lying about the things that minorities have done that have resulted in the most heinous, horrific things that are unimaginable and still trying to be comprehended today. And
Now I can understand why and people did what they did to me. I, I I'm so sorry. Like I am there's no excuse to what I did. And I've always had this problem where it's like when I get angry sometimes I just say things that I don't even think what I'm saying. And I did right off the bat, explain that he didn't touch me in that type of way. And I did go there to apologize. And when I went there to apologize, the two men were there that had nothing to really do with it. And they were in the mix of it. And I was so frantic that while I was apologizing, I was like, but can you admit what he did? Who cares what he did? It doesn't make a difference. The way I handled something, which normally I'm the type of person that I give people advice. People look up to me like, yeah, of course I've made slip ups in life. Like maybe have I gone into a fight with somebody like in a parking lot? Of course. Have I used racial slurs? Never in my life have I used racial slurs. So all my friends that have called me are like, Flo, we have your back and, we know you're not racist. But at the same time, I explained to them it's not about just them knowing, it's about a bunch of people that don't know me have an impression in their head that I'm a racist human being.
I mean, so the things you stated, you said, you guys, and I could be wrong with a word or two, but I wrote it down. I think you said, you guys rape and kill people.
That's how sick am I that I was so lashed out. I was like, I literally, after I said that, I was like, what the fuck did I just say? I didn't even know what I said. It's not an excuse. I take full accountability. I take full
Do you
accountability.
think that do you think that there's any correlation between immigrants contributing to more crime in our country than people who are not an immigrant?
No, you know what's funny? I had this discussion yesterday with my father, and my father's an immigrant. Both my parents are. My mother just passed, but they came in 78, right? And I asked my dad this question. I said, if somebody was to take you out of the country while you just built your life and so on and so forth, how would you feel? From what I was ever told, I don't get into politics. One of my good friends is very into politics. She knows I stay out of it. I don't know about Trumps and what's really going on. I'm going to be honest with you. Since I was a kid, my dad was a big CNN guy. I never watched the news. I was just never interested in it, you know? So I know that sounds very shallow of me, but I was more of that business mind where for some reason the politics stuff just never interested me so much because I never cared. I was never confrontational with that kind of stuff. So back to what I was saying about immigrants, I think it's disgusting. And if Trump is deporting innocent people, I don't agree with my friends that think that he's a great president. I'm
You
just being
said
honest with you.
both of your
If
both of
he's
your parents
deporting,
are immigrants. How did they get here? They got
my
here
parents
legally?
came, no, they came here illegally. Well, they came through Italy in
Right, but
78.
when they were here at some point, they were not quote unquote a legal
Uh,
citizen.
of
Is that
course.
right?
No, they weren't. Correct. That's
Right.
why the
But
farthest thing I would ever,
when you say people should get deported that you said are innocent, but you realize that if someone is you're using the word illegal,
no,
that
no, no,
that
no, no. I'm
person
so sorry. I think you misunderstood me. I'm not saying people that
oh
are innocent should get deported. I'm saying they should never get deported. Like,
you're
I
saying
thought,
that undocumented I think what you mean is undocumented people who haven't been convicted of any crimes shouldn't be deported.
no way. I
Okay.
come from a Ukrainian background. My grandparents, my parents, Russian's my first language.
Okay. I
So this,
wanted
so
to
I'm
share
so oh,
a
sorry.
specific study though, just for like facts
No
and
problem.
awareness, because a lot of people seem to be interested. That if we there's a study, let me see here. I think I can share screen. So there's this study over 150 years
Sorry,
done
I do
by
want to hold on. I want to see. Oh, I can zoom in, right?
I
It's
don't
not
know.
gonna. No, I mean I can zoom in, but it's not gonna bother the live. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't think it'll
Okay,
bother
perfect.
anyone. But it's a 150-year study that goes over that
Yes.
there is no actual correlation between undocumented people getting in trouble more often. In fact, something that I think is,
It
I'm
says
sure,
less.
of course, it is less.
Right.
Something that I think we all care about is like, mass shooters. Well, when you said they rape people, I assume you meant like, Latinx people is what I assume you were referring
I
to.
mean,
They, it is 5 times more likely that the mass shooter will be a white person than the people you were yelling at saying they rape and kill people. These are facts of our country. It seems like you've been fed a lot of misinformation and then blurting it out in a manner that's just horrific.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was never fed any information on, nobody talks to me about immigrants or any of that. People don't talk to me about politics. None of my friends, like I said, I don't watch the news. I mean, I obviously know who our president is and certain things, but this also gave me a wake-up call that I do need to know about certain things like that. That if God forbid certain situations, not like racial slurs obviously occur, but I'm just saying in general, I should have some knowledge of what's going on in the world. I really should. 100%.
Yeah, I think
I mean, that takes a lot to admit, like, hey, I've had so much going on in life that I don't have enough time to know what's going on in the world. You
why
know,
do you
I
think
didn't
a
know my house was about to burn down. I live in Los Angeles. And everyone's saying, talking about a governor who doesn't have put water in our hydrants. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, why isn't the president controlling the water? I know that I might sound blonde and dumb, but it's me being real.
the question on the screen brings up a good point. What do you say to people who are now turned off? It seems like you own a company, Coco Nugs, or
No.
you are
So
the CEO.
I used to, and that's another thing that is horrific that Coco Nugs is getting any type of backlash because my partner in Coco Nugs is Colombian, my other partner is Asian, my other partner is Black. There's 5 partners, and they bought me out. And I literally had 10% left of the company, and about I think it was 8 months ago, he finally bought out that last 10%. So for them to suffer because I'm a complete retard and need to go see
No,
a doctor is
yeah.
I don't think it's fair. Just like
I don't
I don't think Scott should suffer and I don't think they should suffer.
Yeah, that's probably not the best word to use either. Um,
What? What word?
what?
What word?
Just to say retarded and stuff, you know,
Oh
it's
no,
like
no, no. I don't mean
it's
see,
not
that's
the
what I
best word.
mean. That's
But
that's my problem.
I think what have you considered anything that could be done to help this? Have you
I would love
considered
to.
anything that you could do to uh because I've
I
thought of
also think
stuff. What have you
I,
thought
I
of?
I think that I could definitely be more involved in what's going on in the world. I think I could be definitely more involved with immigration. I think I could definitely be more involved in the Latin community. I've always been pretty much, very close with a lot of Latins and my friends and so on and so forth. But when I say involved, more of like certain little things that I've heard, like that, Trump is like let me ask you a question. I know this might sound a little ignorant right now, but I read somewhere online that Trump, okay, does Trump dislike Hispanic people?
I think we've heard Trump. Yeah, he said really horrific comments. I mean, you said the word like rapist, and you said the words you used. I think is wording he's possibly used. I think you probably repeated what he has said. Um, I think so. You mentioned that. So I think part of what I heard you say was like they commit these crimes or they rape and they kill.
No, no,
And
no, no. Hold
no, no,
on.
but hold on. No, no, that's what you
Go
said.
ahead.
Just hold on.
Go ahead.
So I was thinking how what an awesome thing and way maybe something you could do that's positive. This is just an idea. And you said you're rich. You know, I think there's a lot of people right now with Trump that are going through a really scary time. Some of those people are actually victims of crime. Some of those people are victims of domestic violence that are undocumented, trying to become citizens and then having trouble and scared. I think I was talking to an immigration attorney, and he said that the fee for something like that is about $5,000. I thought it
Okay.
would be amazing if you could sponsor a couple people to get their path to citizenship, that they could be that are victims of some type of crime or domestic violence, and you could actually help someone in a tough spot. Was an idea I had.
Can I be honest with you? I think that's not even anything to think about. I could definitely do a couple of people. I've done this before actually, which is even more of the craziness, but I would definitely love to. 100%. And it has nothing to do with being rich or any. That was another comment that I would love to justify with you because you didn't really bring it up. And if you would allow me to justify it, that'd be great.
No, I don't think justifying is anything. You know, I think this
Well, I'm
isn't
sorry,
about
maybe the word wasn't justifying me
justifying. I think
apologizing.
this is
Sorry,
about you
apologizing.
apologizing,
Correct. I
admitting,
said
and
the wrong
trying to
word.
be a better person one way or another. Um, I think is or was the
And this
goal.
this definitely this definitely taught me that I have to be, no matter how angry, upset. This only happens, and it's not an excuse, but this only happens when I have like a manic episode. So in general, I'm a really cool person. People come to
Yeah,
me for
but you
advice,
know
so it's so good.
the one problem I have with that is the words you used and the things you said were
Disgusting.
beyond. No, 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 but it was beyond. I'm no position to do any diagnosis or anything, but the things you said were beyond blaming, in my opinion, any health or any kind of mental anything. You don't start saying racial comments because you're feeling any type of way. You know those words. I mean, I know people who don't know what that word was
It was
that
literally,
you were
I
saying.
just
It's
said,
like people were like, "What? Damn!" Like
and I
what does
just
that
said
even
any,
mean? You,
and
huh?
correct. And I just, sorry to interrupt you. I just said anything that could just come hurtful into my head. That was it. I would not come on here in any way, shape, or form and tell you anything that I didn't mean. I said I was going to come on here with a strong, straight, positive minds and not be in any type of frantic with everything going on the internet and not worry about what anyone thinks or so on and so forth. I was coming on here to give my deep apology, how sincerely sorry I am, how I would love to help in more ways, not even just I will do and help the people that need their papers as much as I can, but I would like to do other things that don't necessarily need to cost tens of thousands of dollars.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of things you can do. I just. Uh huh.
And certain things that happen in life sometimes, like I said, I could have, god forbid, did that with somebody and they could have shot me, and been in an angry, for example, like a road rage episode, and this taught me a huge life lesson. And once again, I'm extremely, extremely, extremely sorry and embarrassed for what has occurred.
All right. Yeah, I think I think we'll see what people think. It's really tough. Obviously, you've shared your piece. People will feel how they feel about it. There's I think the idea I said was just something that I think is I listened to your words and I heard what was being said and I thought
I did. I did.
it could be a good way to help rectify the situation. Um so yeah.
100%. And like I said, anyone that thinks anything different, we live in a small world, and I know a lot of people. They can ask and say, "Hey, is this girl racist?" There's been a lot of people that have had to defend me, so I'm just being honest with you. That is the farthest thing that I am.
Okay, hold on. 1 second.
Я не могу сойти. Он со мной говорит третий раз. Please, я не могу так сделать.
Give me 1 second. Yeah, why did this originally happen? Like what made you mad? It was the
Oh,
validation.
so no, no, yeah. So what happened was when I got out of Pellicure, because that's why I looked like a complete insane person. I had stuff all over my face and I got a scrub and a facial, and I was walking out like a crazy person in my onesie, well, whatever. And I said to him, I said, how much do I owe you? And he said $50. And I said, $50. He's like, you don't have validation. I said, oh, I'll go next door and I'll just get something to go. And he said, too late. And I said, too late. And it escalated from there. It was the stupidest thing ever, but it was like I felt like I told you from the beginning. I don't know if I told you, like I felt like he was just doing it on purpose just to be a complete ass. But it doesn't matter. Like I said from the beginning, no matter what occurred, I should have never, ever, ever in my life have used any of that language, any, even not only the language, even me stating anything to do with finances or anything. I should have never, ever, anything like that should have ever slipped out of my mouth.
I wanted to invite my buddy Jolly. He's a really good human.
Hi, how are you?
And go
What's up,
ahead,
Senate
Jolly.
man? Appreciate you having me. Hey, I had a couple questions. I was listening, Florence, to what you were saying. What are you sorry for? You keep saying you're sorry. What are you sorry for?
I'm sorry for using racial
Why?
slurs. I'm sorry because people have feelings. That we live in a world that now I'm getting more knowledge about with a lot of
How old are you?
racism.
I apologize. How old are you? So
40.
you just learned at age 40.
Hold on, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My dad won't not stop. Hold on a second. Я должна это закончить. Я ничего не говорю про деньги, ничего. Это заткнись, мне надо это закончить. Они мне сделают хуже. Отойди от меня. Okay. Sorry about that. No, it's not. I always knew
You
like
just said, I'm
people.
just listening to your words. You said you're
Go ahead.
sorry you use that language because people have feelings. You didn't know that prior to this happening. You're 40 years old.
Well, how it correct, but in how my mind I looked at it, I was like, I'm not racist. I'm just saying
I'm
something
just
to
saying
piss them
racist.
off. That's how
I'm a
it went through
murderer.
in
I
my
just kill
mind.
people. I'm not a racist. I just say racist shit. So like,
But in the
I'm sorry,
heat, but that's in the heat
you're
of the
giving me
moment.
you're giving
Go
me
ahead.
an excuse a 14-year-old would use, and you're 40 years old. It sounds like to me, and this is just me listening as a third party observer, you're sorry you got
Of
caught.
course.
You're sorry you got videotaped. You realize you assaulted a man because he was videotaping you. And by the way, if you need, like next time, if you need somebody to cash app you $50 because that $50 puts a hole in your pocket, just let us know. But screaming, I'm rich and you're poor, and this is not. And then I'm listening to you also I'm also listening to you say it was a manic episode. I suffer from mental health. I know plenty of people who do, and I never have a mental health episode where the racism kicks in. So it really sounds like to me you're sorry you got caught. And I think a lot of people that are listening are thinking the same thing. So can you convince me otherwise that that's not what it is?
It's definitely not what it is. There was no getting caught for anything because what happened was I can even show you a
I don't want
video.
to see the video.
I mean, a DM that came. Well, I got a DM in, and it was probably 10 minutes before the video was posted. And they said to me, "Hey, somebody's about to post a video of you." I said, "I don't care. I didn't do shit." In
That's the
my
problem.
mind, I even
And
forgot
that's
what
the
I
problem.
did. Correct. So I didn't realize in
At
my
40 years old.
mind because it was right. But I'm admitting to my fault. Yes. And that's what I'm going to work on. And that's what I'm admitting.
Okay,
So
what are
I'm
you going to
being,
work on? What are you going to work on? Suppressing your racist feelings?
I'm going to be, no, I've never been racist.
Except for
I'm
the
going to
video
be,
that
I'm
we
going to
all
work on
saw.
being a better, correct. But once again, I never, ever meant anything I said. I never meant one word I said. I don't know how else to convince anybody. I would, if I could chop off my arm and convince somebody, I would
Because
do it.
thank you.
I
Thank you. Okay,
can't.
let me just I want to thank you for saying that. Now let me
It's so
hang on, pause.
frustrating.
I want to highlight what you just said.
No problem.
If I
No
could
problem.
cut my arm off to convince you, I would, because what that means is I'll do anything. I'll cut my arm off if I could just get you to believe me, because this is about you. This is about you being, yes,
No,
it is.
it's
Yes, it
not.
is.
Oh,
It's about you being believed. It's about
I know what you're doing
people,
to me, and it's fine.
people that
It's
you
fine.
attacked with blatant. You understand what's happening in this country right now? There are mass deportations happening by ICE across this country, and the way that those mass deportations have been justified is through the exact same rhetoric that you used in that video that we all saw. So I refuse to accept that it came from a place of ignorance, because you are very specific in your language. You use the same language that's been used to justify mothers and fathers being ripped away from their children, people being taken out of their workplace, people's wives being enslaved.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. They say that Jews kill Arabs and Hamas. That's how it all came about. They say different things. They say other people kill other countries. I said, you guys are killers and rapists. What do they say about every country that goes to war?
Thank you. There's
Oh
the
shit!
line.
I'm sorry. I've never in my life ever seen that in my
But you
entire
just
life.
coincidentally use the same language.
Yes, because that's what
And
people
this is
call
why we don't
people when
believe
they're
you.
at war.
I would believe
Oh
you
my
if
God.
you were
Why would
coming from a place of honesty, but
But I'm only coming from a place of
Yeah.
honesty.
you're
Maybe in the back. There's no way though. In the back of my mind, so I heard someone say and I repeated it. I didn't know what I was saying. I have apologized. I did not. I've never. You can go and call anybody
you don't.
possible.
Why are you
I've
apologizing to
never
us? You didn't
ever.
do. I'm white. You can't be racist to me. I'm white.
Correct, but it's not. I
I don't want your
understand, but for
apology.
me,
I'm asking
I'm
you
going.
what you're sorry
I'm
for, and
going.
what I hear is you're sorry for
I'm sorry for I'm sorry for humiliating
yourself.
the
You're sorry for
poor
humiliating.
people. No, I'm saying the people. Oh my God, I'm saying the people. Please let me finish. Please, if we already are doing this, let me be real and let me come and what I want to say. I'm apologizing for what I did to the three men. When I came there the other day, I saw and I tried to apologize, and I couldn't even do it the proper way because I didn't even know what to say. This is the first day after all this occurred that I'm in the right state of mind, where I'm calm, collective. I am absolutely sorry for the fact that I didn't forget embarrassing myself. I embarrassed them. I embarrassed people around me. And worst of all, is I made people think that there's actually racism in my heart. And there's zero
I let you
racism in
finish.
my
Now let
heart.
me respond. I'm going to be much more calm. Let me be calm.
No problem. Thank you.
Let me break down what you just said. Number one, you said you embarrassed them, and this to me is where you are very much missing the point. Racism is violence. You didn't embarrass them, you egregiously attacked them. You use something that's rooted in this country, rooted in our culture, that is used to take people's lives, that's used to justify ripping people's lives apart. That is not embarrassing them. You egregiously attack them. And then to finish your sentence, I want to highlight the last word you say. Feel free to go back and rewatch this so that nobody can say I'm misquoting you. And you said the worst part about this was I made people believe there's racism in my heart. Bingo, bango, thank you. The worst part of this whole thing was people thinking you're racist, not that you were let me finish now. It's my turn. Not that you were actually racist. See, this is white supremacy 101. The worst thing is being called racist, not doing racism. See, you think you embarrassed them. No, what you did was
I don't know anything about
and so
this.
you think that the worst part of this was people thinking there's racism in your heart. No, the worst part is
no, I think I'm not using my vocabulary properly. Sir, look, I'm willing to take any education course possible on racism and so on and so forth. I might be using my vocabulary wrong. I'm just being honest. I'm being as blunt and honest as possible. I don't think I'm wording things properly because I don't know much about racism. I really don't. I've been around different people my whole entire life. I've never had any racist people around me. I've never had any racist stuff done to me, and I've never done it before. I'm just
white
being
supremacy
honest.
requires the existence of non-white people to be around you. People who enslaved other people obviously had non-white people around them. The proximity to other communities does not alleviate you from the responsibility of morality and anti-racism. What I'm saying is you might be using your words wrong or whatever, but here's the exact words you said. The worst part of this, which is a superlative, you're saying the worst part of this was people thinking I got racism in my heart, which means that the worst part of this to you is how it made you look and not the egregious attack.
Okay. No.
Do you consider
my apologies?
Wait, I want to just say something. Do you also consider
Oh my God.
do you consider that the people that this happened to have had some type of issues or repercussions? Have you thought about that?
My
We could
plan
play the
is
video
once-
though.
Of
We
course,
could play
my
the
plan
video
is-
as well.
No, please, you guys, please don't.
What do you mean?
Please. I can't even watch it. Please.
You're a wetback.
Please.
What else?
Got it? Wetback.
What else?
Trump is doing good things. You guys rape people. Take your $50 and suck dick. Give me my change. I'm rich, you're poor. Difference.
You're a poor soul.
Yep, I'm poor.
You're a poor soul.
Dá a chave dela, deixa a chave dela.
Não, joga o carro dela lá na casa do
You
cara.
wanna record me, bitch? Wanna fucking record me? Shut the fuck up. I didn't touch you. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Give me my keys.
Just give her.
Get the fuck out my fucking...
I look disgusting.
That's when you took away from that. That's when you took away from that. That's how you look.
No, I'm saying I look disgusting for what
Florence,
I did. Please hear
Florence,
me out.
I want to listen to me. I want to say something to you. I don't believe that you should be. Look, if you want to make yourself a better person, do that. If you want to learn and be an anti-racist, do that. If you want to come out of this as a better person, do that. I fully support your journey. Please let me
Yes.
finish, ma'am. I fully support your
Thank.
journey
Okay.
to be a better person. But part of that anti-racism, part of that becoming a better person is going to be first you realizing what you're saying out of your own mouth right now. We just watched you egregiously attack other human beings with violent racism, and the first words out of your mouth was, I look disgusting. I, me, all about me. And the first step to anti-racism is realizing this ain't got fucking shit to do with you. The first step to anti-racism is realizing this has nothing to fucking do about your feelings and every fucking thing to do about the repercussions of racism and white supremacy in this country as they affect other people. So if you truly are interested in becoming a better person, I support you. I will 100% support you on your journey.
Thank you.
No, because you're not there yet. You need to understand that this I, me, me, the worst part about this was me being looked at. This ain't shit fuck all to do about you.
Can I say one thing? Is that okay? Once again, I am deeply sorry, and I can apologize 100 times over, and that's not going to really make a difference. And when I say I look crazy, I mean that I look crazy. That how could I ever do something to people like this? Like I'm wording it wrong. I don't know if it's maybe because Russian is my first language. I word things not the most proper way sometimes.
Your
All I
English is
want the all I
English
want
is
you
fantastic. Listen,
all
you're I.
okay.
That's the part you're not getting. You just in that sentence right now, you just
Okay.
said I more than you said anything else.
But I was trying to explain to you
You're a
why
white
I was
passing
that.
individual. You are white. And white supremacy teaches us to center ourselves. In this situation where people were egregiously attacked by white supremacy, you have managed to center yourself. I assure you, I'm all about making the world a better place and people growing. I was a white supremacist, by the way. I was raised a white supremacist. I myself am a racist. So the only way that I can prevent myself from being actively racist is to be actively anti-racist. And the way that fucking starts is you stop saying the goddamn word I. This ain't got shit to do with Russian or
I'm sorry. You're
anything
right. I'm
to do with
sorry.
the word I.
You just gave me you just gave me goosebumps. I'm sorry. You just gave me goosebumps. So the people that I how do I say it then? The people
However the fuck you
that I
want to say it.
offended.
Stop
Can I
saying
say
white.
it that
I'm gonna
way?
stop saying I. This ain't nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with you.
No, the people, not I. The people that I did something bad to. That's how I'm trying to say it. Like I'm taking accountability. What I did to these people. I don't mean it like and this is about me. I have what's going on with me is I don't care. I care right now how to make me a better person, how to make me more knowledgeable, and how to help the situation. And maybe this can all be led to something really good to come out of it. Maybe this was a lesson from God. Maybe this was really a life lesson. And not a life lesson about not to be racist. It was a life lesson to know more about it and to understand that my mouth cannot just freely say anything. It's not even about racism, it's about anything. And that's just my character. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you. And I'm deeply sorry. And if you would take the time to help me, I would be more than interested and would love to learn and join you guys in anything I could.
I did mention that she could help undocumented a victim of domestic violence or even a crime and help them get their path to citizenship. That could be one way she could do it. That question that came up, could we address it for anyone that's just tuning in about you mentioning the touch? If you could just clarify if there was a touch and
Sure.
that.
No. So I think we clarified that in the beginning. I was really frantic for what happened. The video came out and someone's like, just say, because like I said, something did happen, but that doesn't make a difference. But it wasn't anything sexual. And I frantically said it, took it right down, and somebody picked it up. I was once again very, very no, sorry, let's not use the word I. I'm learning from you. He did not deserve to have any false accusations made on him.
Agreed.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Look, I already learned something
That's
from you.
awesome.
Listen, I want to say something very clearly. You're asking us what can you do to make it right. Neither one of us can answer that question, right? We were not the ones who were attacked here. You can't be racist to white people. It's not our apology to accept. And so, like, I know I'm very like worked up, and I'm not even really, honest to God, trying to attack you. I'm just not. It's not what I'm here to do. But I'm sick and tired of white people. As soon as they get exposed for these type of things, you're not the first person, by the way. This happens all the time on the internet. People get exposed, and the white people's go-to here is how it made them look and how this isn't their character. I'm the furthest thing from racist. It's always the case. It's always the same narrative. And what gets left behind in all this bullshit is the people that got attacked by you. Because realize that even though it might have been words, racism is violent. And so what I'm saying is, this is not my place to tell you how to make this right. It's not my place, nor Senate's. He's another white guy. We can't tell you how to make this right, or we can't tell you how to accept, or we can't accept the apology for anybody. But what I can tell you to do is that if you're not working to be actively anti-racist, then this entire conversation is for naught. Look up anti-racism. Read the book by Ibram X. Kendi, How to Be an Anti-Racist. Read the book by Dr.
Wait, who has the book? Sorry, I'm sorry.
I'm assuming that Senate has your contact information. I'll send you a book list that you can read from Black scholars who have written about this in depth.
I would absolutely love that.
This is education. But as far as saying I'm sorry, as far as making things right, you can't do that here today because you got two white guys on the stream with you who are not the offended parties nor of the offended community. But active anti-racism is a requirement. And I would say this as well. I agree with Senate here. What's happening in this country, to be quite frank, is gross. That we are attacking an entire community of people off of lies. And that lie, by the way, that lie is that they are killers and rapists, which is the exact lie you perpetuated, which is why you have triggered such a visceral response from everyone, is because that is the lie that has been used to justify what's happening to this community right now. So what you need to do, and what white supremacy has never done in this country spends a lot of time attacking communities, but not the same amount of time and effort to help those communities. So what you should do, in my opinion, in my humble opinion here, is become active in this community to provide more help and relief than harm that you caused. That is my opinion, because that is what we always miss in this country. In this country, we literally attacked a community for 200 years and then changed the law one day and called it all good, but we didn't spend 200 years undoing what we did. And so it's our job, I think, as white supremacists, as white people, to undo the white supremacy that we take part in by taking action to provide relief. And so that's my opinion. I agree with Senate. Get involved in this community that's being harmed by the same language you use. But all of that aside, if you're not going to be actively anti-racist, then this entire conversation is for nothing, in my opinion.
I agree with you, and I definitely am going to do everything I can in my power to help anyone I can that is having a difficult time, whether it's through immigration, through racism, through anything to do with what our world is going through right now.
Awesome. I don't have a list of things you could do, and I don't think you have a list of things you can do. But what I can tell you is, right there in the state you're in, California, ICE is rolling people up across the country, across the state. There's a lot of stuff happening in the community. There's fundraisers happening. There's education being spread. And to call this community killers and rapists, which is exactly what got us here, has done a lot of harm. So I just say that whatever you decide to do to provide aid and relief to this community needs to be 10 times more than the harm that you caused, which was a lot of harm, to be fair.
My apologies to the people, not to me, to the people.
All right. Well, I think a lot was said, a lot was learned.
Senate, I
And
appreciate you having me up, dude. I'll take off. Thanks a lot, man.
I'm so sorry. Do you mind me if I ask you one question? I know this is really crazy, but when you said something about white supremacists, is it, and this is just a curious thing of knowledge, don't white supremacists not like Jewish people? Hello? Can you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you.
Oh, sorry. I said, do white supremacists like Jewish people? Or don't like, sorry, don't like.
I mean, listen, obviously,
The only reason I ask that because I get confused on I don't know about this stuff. So right, I'm actually Ukrainian Jew, and you said I'm a white supremacist. So meaning like I feel like a white supremacist. So I was just curious. It was just for common knowledge. It had nothing to do with anything that's
okay.
going on.
You are white in this country. This country was built on white supremacy. The entire language and actions, the language you use and the actions you took are that of white supremacy. These are tools of white supremacy. And if you're asking me to engage in a semantic dialogue that would excuse you of that white supremacy due to whatever your heritage may be,
Oh, I'm not trying to do that. I swear. I swear
in
I'm not
that
trying to do that.
dialogue, and everything I said prior to now stands. Senate, love you.
man, thank you, Jolly.
Senate, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to go on with me. The only reason I asked him that question because I was really just curious and I do want to get more knowledge on this.
Yeah. So, more knowledge on it. I mean, just simply put, I'm white skinned, right? So I don't have the effects of racism that a lot of people experience, right? I'm also Jewish, but when you're white skinned, you have the ability you have the ability to move without having the negative impact of what people who are brown or black face. A lot of times that's with police or that's with different institutions. As Jolly said, our country's been founded and built on slavery, right? So these things have kind of perpetuated and continued and have not made my life have any disadvantages because I'm Jewish, if that makes any sense. But we're not going to go into that convo.
Of course.
And
No. I'm so sorry I even asked that. I was just curious. And I wanted to ask you one more thing. Do you mind if after this is over, like if I can ask you a few questions on how, maybe I can help you with things you're working on already?
yeah, I said, I thought pretty specifically help families get
Okay, that's
their visa.
perfect.
You could focus on people who've been impacted by domestic violence. And yeah, we could help you make that happen. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I can just reach out to you on
Yeah.
DM. Thank you so much. I
All
appreciate
righty.
you.
See ya.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Um, all right. Well, that was a lot. The first episode, which is now on iTunes and Spotify, the first episode is now on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and we interview a immigration attorney Simon Nasseri, and he gives his advice, information on what to do when encountering ICE and immigration. He gives the information on new policies and laws that would impact people who might be undocumented. So that is episode 1. It is on iTunes, Spotify. If you can give it a 5-star, if you can subscribe to it, I appreciate that. If you can share this live, that's amazing. We're also on Kick and Twitch and YouTube. So if you have any of those platforms, please go to them, subscribe to them. We have a big guest next week that actually kind of ties into a lot of this. Talk about white supremacy. Frank Mink. Frank Mink will be our next guest. You can look him up, and we're looking forward to that conversation. Please share this. Please drop a comment below. Support the stream. We are looking for sponsors. So if you know any sponsors or advertisers that would want to help support this and align with the mission, we appreciate it. Thank you all so much. Be safe. Peace.